heroines, yet they sing due to lack of support and recognition. To name the fact that sport is considered globally a multi-billion-dollar industry is quite far-fetched, judging from what they have experienced firsthand for themselves. It is, however, their passion that motivates them, and a few individuals who have shown faith in them that the heroines continue to put their best feet forward. This is the untold story of talented female martial artists in Zimbabwe who go against all odds to pursue their God-given talent. It continues not to be an easy road from time immemorial as they grapple with challenges born out of negligence. It is a struggle for female martial artists who are in a terrain that is uneven, which tends to give preferential treatment, with the country's main sporting disciplines getting the larger chunk of attention from the Governing Sports and Recreation Committee, SRC. It is worth noting that while the Ministry of Sports, through the parent sports body, the SRC, has registered more than 65 sport codes, it is only the mainland sports who will receive the bulk of the support. For example, the passports, visas, and the welfare of the football, cricket, and netball teams are catered for by the SRC and not individuals. One would remember that at the height of her career, Zimbabwe's most successful female martial artist in the discipline of boxing, Kudakwashe Chiwandire, struggled to secure a visa to Mexico for a title defense against Yamilet Mercado, a fight she consequently lost after getting into the ring jet-lagged. Unlike football, martial arts has no unified body registered with the SRC. Rather, the different disciplines stand alone, with over 15 independent martial arts sport codes reporting to the SRC at an ununified capacity. Therefore, martial arts is not regulated as a unit, which brings about problems.
We were supposed to go to England for a world tournament, and we didn't have funding. We did not manage to get any sponsorship for that tournament, and it was so heartbreaking considering the work and time we had put in training, the sleepless nights, and trying to get your body in shape so that you go and represent the country. It's so much a privilege and honor, especially for me, to be sent out there to go and represent Zimbabwe.
While their colleagues from across the world earn healthy and are recognized as heroes in their own countries, the script is different back home, where the females continue to struggle even to fulfill match fixtures. According to an online survey, female martial artists in America earn above 7 figures after matches. However, a few years ago, Zimbabwe woke up to a shocker after an exclusive interview by the Zimbabwe Broadcasting Corporation News revealed that Kudakwashe Chiwandire, who is a world champion, only got rewarded $1,000 upon winning the World Boxing Council WBC Super Bantamweight title in Zambia. The interview exposed how take money, as Chiwandire is affectionately known, yet to rely on selling roasted dried corn, known as mandire, to take care of your family.
This is the story of Kudakwashe Chiwandire, who everyone knows as a world champion after beating Catherine Piri for the WBC Bantamweight gold belt. The gold belt that she won is the highest ever achievement by a Zimbabwean boxer. While she is evidently riding high and on top of the world, the real situation on the ground is different, with Chiwandire only managing to walk away with $1,000 United States compared to her male counterparts who beg tens of thousands, if not hundreds of dollars from such prestigious fights.
Mara andichisina kana cent ndakuchida kutoonawo kuti vana vangu ndovararamisa sei ndichienda kumberi. Bhandi riripo haririmo mbo but rakangogarawo ringoriwo bhandi ririmo mbo. Pakangopera wiki rineri, next week ndakutotanga kutonotengesa mhandire dzangu mutown.
It has been over 3 years now since that exclusive interview, and one would have hoped to see some improvements a few years down the line, but the martial arts industry continues to be hostile for females, with lack of sponsorship hindering the potential of females in the sporting discipline. Years down the line after your interview, check Money's expressions show the rough terrain that female martial artists have to tread, and picking out the challenge affects output, be it in a boxing ring or due to lack of basics.
Chatinangotaure chikuru chakanyanya sponsorship. Ndo iri kutinetsa muno muZimbabwe mostly kuma sports. Sponsorship yedu iri very low and inoita kuti isusu nechido chatinenge tinacho takapinda mutambo wechirume tiri madzimai tinge tine kuzvidzikisira nekuzvishora mushure mekunge tichishaya sponsorship. Nekuti kuwanikwa kwesponsorship kunoreva kuti tinokwanisa kugadzira tichienda kumberi, nekuti unenge uri mai uchida kuchengetawo vana vako through boxing irori kana sport yaunenge uchiita. Saka kushayiwa sponsorship zvinoita kuti moyo unge uchiora, ushayiwe simba patraining yako yaunenge uchiita. Because haukwanise kuti unge uchitraina une nzara, haukwanise kuti unge uchitraina vana vako vasingadyi kana kuenda kuchikoro, usingakwanisewo kubhadhirawo pekugara. Saka zvinhu zvakawanda zvatinotarisirawo kuti tinge tichibatsirwa semadzimai musportsmen.
Because obviously, as a parent, you would not want your kid to do a sport that's taking them nowhere. As a parent, you'd probably at some point would say, focus on your studies, that's the future. But if you see your kid as potential and they're being groomed and helped to move up, you probably be more willing to give them a chance to actually go there. So I would say if there was sponsorship, we would not completely have no problems, but then would have better chances for female athletes to actually rise to better rankings.
The Zimbabwe International Combat Organization President, Sensei Wilfred Mashaya, who is the first martial arts champion to emerge from the continent, lamented the neglect of female martial artists due to various reasons, calling on corporates to rally behind the girl child as they have shown much potential to compete on the global scale.
We've got great talents in women, in girl children. What is needed is support. So I can say sponsorship is the number one challenge, and I believe that if the corporate world can chip in and support the girl child, the women, they can rise up to the challenge and showcase their talents, competing with the rest of the world and raising our country's flag high. And also, like what I alluded to, that self-doubt among maybe people in our society that a girl child or a woman can't do it, it must be raised. Because if you look at other sports in different countries, you will see that they will be doing very well if they are supported.
The talent is definitely there, and that he has caught the attention of even the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe and some renowned business players in the country, thanks to Chiwandire's exploits in the ring.
In 2014, Zimbabwean male boxer Charles Manucci won the World Boxing Council Silver Welterweight belt, and he was honored with 50,000 United States dollars by the then president, the late Robert Gabriel Mugabe. Less than a decade later, Chiwandire won a more superior belt and was given 10,000 United States dollars by President Emerson Mnangagwa. While there is a notable disparity in the treatment of male and female boxers, Chiwandire was grateful of the honor, and to this day She continues to thank His Excellency for extending a welcoming hand, though she feels more still needs to be done in order to uplift extremely talented female martial artists in the country.
Takatarisa iyo nyaya iyoyo andingava ndinoshora handina chandotapudza kana kuwedzera, asi chandinongotenda chekuti I'm very grateful nezviri kuitwa napresident wedu kuti vanenge vachititiwo tikaendawo kwatinenge taenda tikadzoka takatakurawo chatinenge takatakurawo vanotizvirecognizawo semadiro avanenge vazviitawo ivo pachezvavo. Asi zvakawanda tinenge tichitarisira kuti vagotibatsirawo kusvika kumberi kwatinenge tichida kusvika, asi tinogona kungoti nguva nemukana ndo zvinenge zvisati zvafanira. Asi kana zvichinge zvaitika kuti tibatsirwewo isusu vanhu vechidzimai, nekuti sport yedu hainei nekuti uri mukadzi kana kuti uri murume.
Reportedly, after a successful title defense against Zolina Munoz, Chiwandire walked away with 45,000 United States dollars from the Deputy Minister of Youth, Sports, Arts and Recreation and Culture, Honorable Chinoma Chakaire, as well as Zororo Pumulani and other sponsors. She also reportedly got a new shape Vitz as a gift from her sponsors for mobility issues ahead of the Mercado fight. Chiwandire, who made the headlines for these grants, however, did not reveal if these gifts actually landed in her hands or ended up as just promises. Hope is shared by the martial artists that one day the landscape will change. For that reason, they continue to call on the guardians to support martial arts talent so that more world champions can be produced and also the country's flag continues to fly high.
To those of you who have daughters, who have nieces, who have sisters, I would say I would start from there. Look at someone not as an individual or a stranger you've met. Look at them as a daughter, a niece, a sister, because not all of us are intellectually gifted. There are so many people who die without reaching their potential because they don't have money, and that should not be the case. There are a lot of people who are not looked at because they are not in the STEM industry, but we all have different talents and we all have different goals. So I would say look at someone and be willing to give them an opportunity, even though it's not necessarily something that's not educational based. Sporting could be a really good outlet for someone, and sporting could actually take someone from having nothing to being one of the most recognized people in the world, because someone just gave them a chance, someone decided to sponsor them. So next time you just see someone, or like people when they come to your companies or your associations, be willing to listen, because you being willing to listen without any prejudice could be the reason why someone else reaches their goal in life, would be the reason why someone lifts someone else up in the near future and raises a champion.
Ispoti inoratidza ushingi hwako pauri iwewe nekusimba kwako. Saka ndogona ngokurudzira vasikana vari kunzoko kuti vanogona ngotora boxing as a sport, as a career futi kana vada sekuitawo kwandakaita inini. And also hainei nekuti uri mukadzi kana kuti uri murume, asi tinenge chida kungoti vana mai vari kunzoko vane vana vadiki vanenge vachidawo sport yakaita seboxing vavape rutsigiro rwavo rwese rwavanoda kuti vagoenderera mberi, nekuti unenge usingazive zvine zviri pamwana. Asi kana chiricho chipo chanenge ari, let's support them. And also tisava limite limitations ekuti no ita chikoro kana kuti tasoka kana kutamba chisiya boxing, nekuti boxing is all about discipline. Unenge usingarwe mustreet, and also we can teach our kids kuti kurwa mustreet is not it. Tinongorwa murenji chete where there's money. Saka is something chinokwanisa kubenefita iwewo sembereki kana uchinge wasapota mwana.
And knows no gender. So I've incorporated the girl child and women in my trainings, and I'm trying to identify talent in the girl child and women and nurture that talent, groom that talent, so that it can also be shown or be showcased amongst other world's best. But it's not easy. What is needed is to make sure that we work hard to mold, to nurture, to groom that talent.
With so much talk around sponsorship, the artists also feel affected by social orders and stereotypes, which chiefly contribute to lack of support, and the female martial artists feel that there is a need for the adjustment of some mindsets. Despite being in the 21st century, the local society has found it hard to evolve and accept the book of talent. Yes, no exceptions. People still hold on to the patriarchal ideology, and that may be used to justify why they sometimes cast a blind eye on women martial artists in Zimbabwe due to gender biases.
Martial arts is believed to be a men's sport, rather. If you post anything on social media doing martial arts, the first few comments will be like, those. So it's more like people are sending a message, martial arts is male dominant. Women, you're not supposed to be in the martial arts world. But I say no to that. We need to break that bias. Women have to be everywhere. In the sporting industry, everywhere. We just need to be present. So I took a step forward with my female colleagues in martial arts, and we said we are not going to back down. We are going to go forward. And then the second challenge, like we highlighted earlier, is the challenge of sponsorship. We fail to get sponsorship well on time, or even rather, we're just failing to get either an individual or a corporate that would say, I will sponsor you as Zimnija Academy or as Zimbabwe Karate Union, so that for whatever tournaments that you go, you are fully covered. Yeah, so basically it's sponsorship and stigma in the sport.
Sport yedu ainei nekuti uri mukadzi kana kuti uri murume. Training yese yatinenge tichitraina takatarisana nemutambo, kana training yese yatinenge tichitraina mukati megym, kada kutarisa muacademy medu ndinenge ndiri wani mukadzi. But pavarume ipapo ndine chitokwikwidzao zvireva kuti hakuna training inonzi ndiye mukadzi kana kuti murume. Saka zvireva izvo kuti zvese zvinoitwa nevanhu vechirume ndinenge ndichitawo. Saka hakuna differentiation inofanira kunge iripo pakati pangu nemunhu wechirume. Zvichireva izvo kuti ndinofanira kunge ndichitopuhwa rutsigiro rwakatonyanya kufura munhu wechirume, nekuti ndinenge ndichitokwikwidzao nevarume pachezvavo, ndichitokundawo vamwe varume vanenge vachitadza zvavanenge vachitadza izvozvo ndichitozvikwanisa semunhu wemukadzi. Saka nechitotarisira kuti rutsigiro rwakanyanya runge ruchitsigirwa kune madzimai akafanana nesu anokushingirira pazvinhu zvavo zvavanenge vachiita.
In terms of talent, Zimbabwe has got talent, but what is needed is our minds to be positive, to believe in ourselves, to believe in our girl children, to believe in our ladies, in our women, that they can do it. Because in other countries also I've realized that they try to make sure that there is like 50-50 participation, even in their categories. The same categories that you see on male categories are the same categories that you see on female categories. So just imagine that we just go there representing the male categories, but on the female side we don't have anyone. So I think that is what we need to work on, so that we put balance, we strike balance for both men and women, and also to motivate our women so that they also develop a positive mentality that yes, they can do it. You see, to remove that self-doubt that they can do it, and also compete with the rest of the world. Because what is needed, talent, when God gives us talent, it knows no race, color, religion or whatever.
Our participation in martial arts is also affected by the operating environment for the discipline, with most schools in the country not having the correct equipment and the environment suitable for self-practice of the sport from grassroots level. Unlike in other countries where sports is nurtured at the grassroots, martial arts is not offered in most identity schools, which can affect the competitiveness of female martial artists from the country as more people join the sport after school.
The school that I went to in grade 1, I had to move. So we moved from Ngwarati to Bulawayo. And the school we went to, we did not have martial arts. So I would say that's like one of the biggest challenges, because you'd find not all schools offer martial arts. And not everyone is fortunate enough to go to a school that is martial arts. And even if they have martial arts in their neighborhoods, not every practice is done in a safe environment whereby the parent can actually trust their kid to let them train. So I would say one of the biggest problems is having skilled martial artists train people in a safe and guided environment. I would say that's like one of the biggest.
The female martial artists look in admiration at other female sports which have been able to attract media attention, and it is their hope that they will also be integrated into the inclusive equation that you have seen other female sports gaining the recognition and prominence. Little has been done over the years to market female martial artists on the global scale, with the media ignoring the grassroots of the sport in the majority of cases, which has affected potential and upcoming stars.
Sports like netball or volleyball, usually get, or soccer, women's soccer, usually get more publicity. But with female martial artists, I won't say it's just the media, it's also because maybe people don't appeal to you guys as well. But I would say if it's possible, there are kids who are doing really great out there, who maybe they don't get enough sponsorship to go out, but then they're really talented. If it's possible, let's have an open tournament for everyone that's free, and have the media interview those people, or see people, scout people, help, I would say, and then the masters in martial arts help the media scout those people.
The country has potential to produce a female martial starlet who can replicate Zimbabwe's first ultimate fighting championship artist, Themba Gorimbo, but if all stakeholders sit on their laurels, the potential will simply die. When one looks at the sporting terrain in Zimbabwe, one feels there is so much more that the Ministry of Sport, Arts and Recreation can do through the Sports and Recreation Commission, the SRC. However, the athletes having faced challenges continue to appeal to the sports governing bodies to step up and support their trades.
Chatingatongokumbire ku HRC ndechekungoti vangotinzwisisawo isusu vanhu vesport, nekuti dzimweni dzenguva tinenge tisina zvakawanda zvatokwanisa kuita, isusu vamwe tinenge tisina mabhuku ekuti tokwanisa kunzinga tisiye sport tiende kunoshanda kuma-offices, and also tinenge tisingakwanisawo kuti tipinde mustreet nemalevels atinenge takagadzira kuti tinenge wakwanisa kuti tidzokera mustreet kunotengesawo sezvinenge zvichiita vamwe kuti mhuri dzedu dzirarama.
To the Minister of Sport, may you please encourage corporates in the private sector or even government agencies that can partner with us so that we can host local tournaments that even attract people from around the world, because we can even host our international tournaments in Zimbabwe.
A former Zimbabwean footballer Alois Bunjira once filmed at the treatment of the world champion Kudakwashe Chiwandire after everyone ignored the fact that she had won a world title for the country, something that had not been done even by the males. He castigated the behavior, which seems to create a gender divide and social stratification that makes the achievements of the girl child to be inferior to the minor ones of the boy child, advocating for women not to be marginalized in sport. women in martial arts have been displaying great qualities that they can compete at the global scale, with Chiwandire having won the WBC title. Monalisa Sibanda, another boxer as well, he has won the Africa Boxing Council title, while in Kobudo and other disciplines, they have been interesting regional highlights.
2023 in August, we got an invitation through our master, Shidoshi Wilfred Mashaya, to come and participate in a regional tournament in South Africa. It was the African Women Cup Karate Championship. Yes, so we went with my other female colleagues. We were about the 5 of us, and we managed to bag 22 medals in total.
I got 4 gold medals and 2 silver medals, and that was an achievement because that was my first live tournament.
Meanwhile, the value of participating in sport has been emphasized, and according to Sensei Mashaya, there is no greater honor than to play one's flag high. It is said to realize that the martial arts industry has not been rewarding for females on the local scene, such that many out of passion do martial arts as a part-time job as they pursue other careers to help them earn a living. In some other countries, martial artists, besides the career, have yet rewarding careers in the action movie industry, but unfortunately for our heroes, the arts industry in the country is also reeling on the knife edge. The current status quo does not mean that all hope is lost, as there is still a glimmer of hope that if more continues to be done, like the setting up of Martial Arts Academy, the impact can bring around a transformation.
There is no question about female martial arts talent. However, as long as there continues to be poor remuneration in the field, talented individuals will continue taking martial arts as a hobby whilst having mainline jobs somewhere. The government, through the SRC, needs to prioritize sport and channel a healthy budget, whilst accountability issues are looked into if sport is to turn professional in the country. Meanwhile, the 15+ martial arts disciplines need to amalgamate for regulatory purposes and not make it hard for the SRC when it comes to funding, securing visas, and the welfare of martial artists. The universe, however, carries with it some hope that if the likes of Wally Wong, Valentina Shevchenko, Ronda Rousey, and Amanda Nunes, to mention only a few, got to millionaire status because of martial arts, one day Zimbabwe shall get to witness such a remarkable feat. It will most likely be a long fight, but one can only hope that the martial arts industry in Zimbabwe will see a brighter day.